Faith saw a crisis in her family. She pressed Bill to agree to take Kip to a private psychologist. Bill didn't seem interested. He wasn't sure about psychologists. He said it would cost too much, and probably wouldn't work anyway. Finally, Bill agreed to let Faith take Kip to see a psychologist, Dr. Jeffrey Hicks. Faith provided a detailed list of her worries. Kip's hot temper, sometimes kicking holes in the walls at home. Faith detailed the shoplifting, the rock-throwing incident, the fascination with explosives, guns, and knives. After Kip's first meeting with the psychologist, it became obvious to the doctor that part of Kip's problem was the man who was missing from those sessions, Bill Kinkle. He writes, "He became tearful when discussing his relationship with his father. He reported his mother views him as a good kid with some bad habits, while his father sees him as a bad kid with bad habits. He feels his father expects the worst from him." Kip told the psychologist that he can sometimes talk about personal issues with his mother, but, Dr. Hicks writes, he cannot discuss his feelings with his father for fear he will become angry with him. Kip told the doctor he couldn't understand his own anger, but he made a shocking revelation about how he relieved it. Kip reported he makes explosives from gasoline and other household items and detonates them at a nearby quarry to vent feelings of anger. If he has a bad day at school, he feels better after detonating an explosive. Through the course of his therapy, it was becoming apparent that Kip Kinkle was unwell. And at this time, there would come another unsettling incident. It happened one day on that long bus ride from Shangri-La.
They were making fun of each other on the bus. They get off the bus and the kid called him a name and Kip kicked him in the head. And then he was called down to the office. And he came back. He shoves open the door and stomps through, and he was really, really upset. He was yelling and screaming and crying. He wanted the kid's address and grabbed his stuff and left, and that's when he got suspended.
There had been some minor troubles in school, cheating on a test, acting out in class. But the school took the kicking incident seriously. Kip was suspended for 2 days. In therapy, Kip told the doctor other symptoms. Eating is a chore. Food doesn't taste good. Often he feels bored and irritable. He wakes up tired. Dr. Hicks had a diagnosis for that. Kip had a major depressive disorder. He encouraged the Kinkle's family doctor to prescribe an antidepressant. Kip was given Prozac. A family friend reports the psychologist also had a prescription for Bill Kinkle. Lighten up on the kid. It was advice that Bill tried very hard to follow. He would try to find some common ground with his increasingly alienated son. One common ground was Kip's interest in guns. And as it developed, the psychologist with whom Kip had made a connection happened to be a gun owner himself. The psychologist and Kip talked about guns in the therapy sessions. For his part, the psychologist says he would never recommend that a kid like Kip should have a gun. But in any case, in a move that still baffles their friends, Bill decided to buy the Glock. And as the summer weeks passed, Kip seemed to break through his depression. His family seized upon this welcome turn. After 9 sessions, Faith and Kip told Dr. Hicks they believed that therapy had done its job, and that Kip could now leave treatment. After only 3 months on Prozac, the Kinkle family apparently decided that Kip seemed better. And Kip stopped taking Prozac.